Sarah, tell me, how do you personally spend your dollars when it comes to culture war stuff? I've been more awake to this now recently than I ever have been before, trying the best I can not to fund people who hate me. These corporations come out with these absurd political stances. I try to take my dollars elsewhere, but I can't live in a bubble. And look, what am I supposed to say? My wife will still drive through Starbucks like every other middle-aged white woman. What am I supposed to do? How do I handle that part of it?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think it's going to take the majority of us just standing up and saying enough is enough. I think a great example of that is when you're talking about the NFL. I know you and I have talked about sports for a long time now and how they're indoctrinating everyone in sports. We can't just go to sports for an escape now. We have to constantly hear about this culture war in the only escape that we had left in 2020. And I think that that's another example. We have to stop giving our dollars to these sports organizations. We have to stop buying the jerseys. We have to stop. I mean, they're stopping us from going to the games. But once they allow us to go to the games, we have to stop going to the games. And I think that, sadly, it really is going to take all of us standing up and saying enough. I mean, unfortunately, my money still goes to the public schools in my area, the school district, but I pulled my kid from school and I am now homeschooling him because I intend to practice what I preach, which is I am not going to let the left indoctrinate my children. I'm not going to do it. And I think that when enough of us do it, we really will have a case. There is power in numbers, and we can stand up and say, you cannot continue to take our money when you're not doing our children any service.
What do you teach your kid about the wars between America and Mexico?
I teach them the truth, Jesse. I teach them the truth. I give them an accurate depiction of what history was, because how can we learn from history if we don't know it? It's maddening.
I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know how you people teach that. It's none of my business. All right, we're moving on here. What do you do with entertainment for your kids? And I'm sorry to pep you about this, but I get these emails all the time about my kids. What movie do you go to? I mean, I want to go to the new Avengers movie as much as the next guy. My boys live for that stuff. But these people are insane. And you're still getting waterboarded with all this crap. How do you handle that? Do you go? Do you abstain? Do you read books like a nerd?
We read books like a nerd, I'm sorry to say, Jesse. And we do abstain. We do. I use a specific app that I look up every single TV show that my child watches. I look up every movie that he's considering wanting to go to. And I look up the books too. I look up the computer games. I look up everything. That information is available to us, and it can tell us if something like that is going to, subtly or not so subtly indoctrinate our children. And I live and die by that, by those rules, because I cannot tell you how sad I would be if all of this teaching that I'm actually doing to my child, I'm trying to ingrain all of these values in him. I mean, how frustrating would it be if you let the TV become your babysitter, and then all of a sudden, all of the instilling of values that you've done is just for nothing. So, I mean, I do take the time to do it, and I'm sure my kid's gonna hate me for it when he becomes 13, 14, 15 years old, but for now, he just doesn't have a choice, and I'm just gonna take advantage of that.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.